Today I wanted to talk about golf and what is it that your body needs to be able to do so that you can hit the ball straighter and further and that your body can feel strong and energetic for the whole 18 holes on your first game. So as a golf conditioning coach, I am trained to be able to do different golf screens, and those golf screens take your body through various different protocols to assess where you are at in terms of a golf ready or golf conditioned body. So I just wanted to give you a little overview today on what types of things we need to be able to look for to help you improve your swing. So the first thing is your ability to maintain a straight or a neutral spine. So if I were to take this dowel, place it on my back, when I'm standing in a neutral spine, the dowel is on my sacrum, between my shoulder blades and my head. Now you can have your head off about an inch and still be considered in good posture, such that when you come into your, we call it a 5-iron stance, you're able to maintain this neutral position through your spine. As you go through your swing and rotate all the way through, maintaining that straight line through your spine is really important to being able to hit the ball straight. So if you have head forward posture, a little rounded back posture, maybe you're tight in your hips and you're not able to get that flexion in the hips, that's something that we would want to work on such that you can maintain that neutral position through your spine. Rotation is another part. When we keep our eye on the ball and I rotate, I need to have some mobility in my cervical spine. So actually my neck is rotating here as my body turns and my head stays forward in both directions. So ample mobility in your neck is important for a good swing. And then of course we've got the rotation in our torso. So one thing that you need to be able to do is be able to move your rib cage while maintaining stability of your pelvis, because in the swing you actually move your ribs first and then your hips, and then on the return your hips lead and then your ribs follow. So do this with me. You can take your arms, fold them across your chest. You want to come into your 5-iron stance, so if you actually start with your arms here and then bring your hands into the chest. Are you able to move your rib cage in rotation while maintaining stability in your pelvis? And can you move your pelvis while maintaining stability in your rib cage? So being able to segregate one of the ribs moving, the pelvis staying still, the pelvis moving, the ribs staying still is really key to a powerful swing. In the rotation piece, what is also important is strength. So while we want the range of motion, so we need to actually have the mobility or the range for a good backswing and a good foreswing, you also need strength so that you don't come out of the rotation too quickly. So on the backswing, we rotate back, but I need the strength to hold my hip ribs here such as that my hips can lead the rotation on the return and then my ribs can follow. So strength and mobility are really key in terms of torso rotation. Hip mobility is important. We need to be able to flex the hips to keep the length in the spine. And glute strength. This was one of the things when I took the course many years ago that was most surprising to me, is that the amount of glute strength that is required for a good swing. So the screen that we do is you lie down on your back, you bridge your pelvis up, and first thing here is we want to make sure your ribs are down, but your hips are up in full extension. And then you take one foot off, maintaining the hip extension, level pelvis, and hold that side for a minimum of 25 seconds. And then you would do the other side, ribs stay down, hips up, full extension. If you don't get the full extension, then you get a fail right out of the gate. And then you extend this leg, and we want to hold that position for a minimum of 25 seconds. So glute strength, really important for the golf swing. As we move our way down the kinetic chain here, our hip mobility, knee and ankle mobility, to be able to internally rotate, so this side is internally rotating, this side is externally rotating, and then as I come through in my swing, now this hip needs to externally rotate, this one internally rotate, but also it is the trickle down to the knee and down to the foot. So movement in the hips and the knees and the ankle for flexion, the extension, but also being able to internally and externally rotate through this entire kinetic chain. So we do conditioning to help with your hip, your knee, and your ankle mobility and foot strength. The strength of your feet is super important so that your feet can stay planted. And then we've got the movement. We need to be able to be strong as we come up and then as we follow through. Shoulder, elbow, and wrist strength and grip, also very important for the swing. So if you have issues in your wrists or elbow pain, we want to make sure that we're addressing that because we don't want to break too quickly. So if we have restriction in the shoulder or in the wrist, that's when people come down and they kind of chicken wing. And so you want to have assuming we now have the range in the torso, we want to have the mobility through the shoulder so that when we come into the backswing, that you've got the right amount of motion available in your elbow and in your wrist. And then as you come back and follow through, you need that exact same thing. So that's just the breakdown of the golf swing in a nutshell. I'll start putting up some more videos of some conditioning, some exercises and things that you can do. But if you have any questions, come in and see me. Working with golfers and the technique and doing the screens and taking a look at what some of your swing faults are and connecting that to what's happening in your body that's actually causing that swing fault. So when you actually go and see the golf pro, he or she can work with you and help you with the swing. So my job, get your body moving in the ranges and having the strength and mobility that it needs, such as that your golf pro can actually help you work on your swing. So here's to a great start to the golf season. Thanks for watching.